Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that was published on November 19th and written by Ford Turner. Divided Pennsylvania House gives approval for audit of 2020 election. Yeah, you got to love how they're going to try to portray this. It's so funny. That Republican voters are stupid, and that's why the Republican legislatures did this. It's right off the bat. Watch. A deeply divided State House on Thursday voted to approve a Republican-sponsored measure that sets up a near-immediate audit of the 2020 election, citing inconsistencies and confusion in the electorate as evidence the process must be improved for future elections in the state. See, basically right there, they're leading into what they're going to be saying about Republicans being stupid. The chamber voted 112 to 90 for a resolution that told the Legislative Budget and Finance Committee, or a contractor it will hire, to conduct the audit and report back by early February. Republicans argued that they were responding to constituents who were confused by some of the procedures as the state conducted a high turnout election during a pandemic and under greatly expanded mail-in voting eligibility. No, they weren't confused. Unless you're talking about confused by the fact of how you had Democrat county, districts that were, I don't know, curing ballots and doing all shady stuff and not checking the signatures and doing all these things and ballots coming in the middle of the night, and they were confused by that. But hey, whatever. Democratic arguments that the measure should be revised or was unconstitutional were defeated by the GOP majority. Yes, because the Democrats are running friggin' scared with this. There is no need to fear this audit. I welcome it. We all should welcome it to find out what went right and what went wrong, said Bedford County Rep. Jesse Topper, the prime sponsor of the resolution. Yes, the people that want the resolution got nothing to hide. It's the people that are fighting it that do. I don't know, all the Democrats? The resolution does not require approval by the Democratic Governor Tom Wolf or the state Senate. There is no limit on how much the committee can spend on the study. Yeah. So you see, basically, you got, like, I did an article earlier from the New York Times in this recording stint that I'm doing. And in the New York Times, they're trying to say that Georgia's governor certifies the electors and appoints electors and all this stuff. No, this right here goes to show you it's Congress that decides. It's the state's legislature that decides that. Okay. They're even admitting it here. That's what's going, Pennsylvania, they get to decide on audits and stuff like that. They're trying to play it like, in Georgia, like they tried to play it that, like the Secretary of State and them, they're the ones that run the audits and stuff like that. And the legislature could call an audit. There's nothing they can do. Elections are run by the state legislatures, period. End of story. U.S. Constitution says this. But you get this narrative that they're trying to push, that the legacy media anoints people for president and that governors appoint electors and all this like really messed up stuff that's not factually correct. And then they call the people that are putting out the factually correct information, liars, propagandists, all this stuff that they're just projecting onto these people. It's so funny. Separately, the Department of State plans another risk-limiting audit under a pilot program to apply statistical tools that will measure the election's accuracy and check for possible interference. Well, if you're using the cooked books, how the heck are you supposed to, when that's your baseline, how are you supposed to be able to check for possible interference or accuracy? Explain that one to me, please. This second audit is to involve data from every county. Yes, and it's the cooked book data. How is that supposed to be able to find a damn thing? Democrats attacked the proposal, calling it unconstitutional, damaging to democracy, and unnecessary. Oh, it's unnecessary. Well, if you had nothing to hide, if you didn't think the books were cooked, you wouldn't have a problem with doing an audit. But clearly you do, which means that you don't trust the results of the election. Sorry, but that's what you're like telegraphing with how you're reacting. Mr. Wolf issued a written statement by email during the debate saying any audit done by this approach would be incomplete, duplicative, and unreliable. Sure it would. Sure, an actual audit would be. Yeah, right. If it's this cook the books audit, the one involving the data from every county that's from the cooked books, yes. Otherwise, no. The committee is expected to generate a report that is to include for each county and for the state as a whole. For both absentee and mail-in ballots, the number of applications received, the number that were approved by the county board of electors, and the number returned by voters that were subsequently canvassed. Ooh, that'll really screw them if those true numbers come out with the fix. The number of qualified voters who used provisional ballots. Yeah, that's another one that would really screw them. The number of applications for absentee ballots from people who were not registered to vote, but subsequently did submit a voter registration application in time for the election, and the same information concerning mail-in ballots. Yes. All these things are really going to screw them. Okay, especially like with the idea of taking the number of applications for absentee ballots and mail-in ballot, or absentee ballots, because they didn't have like physical mail-in ballots, I believe. But those, and then looking at the total number of absentee ballots, that's going to totally screw them with this audit, because they stuffed the ballot boxes with these absentee ballots. For each county, the date and time of the county board of elections began pre-canvassing absentee ballots and mail-in ballots. Yep. And then there's this whole thing of backdating that they did, all this really shady stuff. Like, Pennsylvania's a clusterfuck. That's my PG-13 F word right there for this, because this isn't one of my foul-mouthed news ones. But this is a cluster you-know-what for them. Reviews of incidents with voting machines or any inconsistent treatment of mail-in ballots received after 8 p.m. on Election Day, of any inconsistencies in the way counties proceeded, deficient ballots, which would be like when they cured them, and of access given to poll watchers and authorized representatives. Yeah, see, this is the thing. They kept poll workers out. They cured ballots for Democrats. They did all this really shady stuff. Yeah. This audit, that's why they're saying this is unconstitutional. It's going to go against, it's an attack on democracy. It's going to go against the will of the people. What people? You? Who rigged the election? Screw you. The House vote came the day after its state government committee approved the resolution in a party line vote. And that really pissed off the Democrats, I'm sure, that the Republicans controlled the legislature and pulled this off. They're not happy campers, I'm sure. Mr. Topper, the state government committee interim chairman, Seth Grove, and other Republicans said the need for the audit was not suspected fraud, but a widespread uncertainty that the election had been conducted fairly in an even-handed fashion across the state. Wow. Even the Republicans that are calling this shit can't even call it what it is. They don't even want to call it what it is. Okay. Pennsylvanians saw what happened. They're calling it what it is, and the people that represent them can't even do that. Come on. Grow a spine. The resolution cites as a reason for the audit a litany of inconsistencies in the way the election was carried out and a resulting loss of public confidence. Oh, that's just an understatement. No one's buying the Steele's narrative. People aren't stupid. The only ones who are like really low information Democrat voters. Not even a lot of these far left and leftist people are buying this shit. They don't care because they don't care about the democratic process of that's the limited democratic process of our constitutional republic. They don't care about those things. All they care about is Orange Man bad. You know, the far left and the legacy media, same thing. The Democrats, all they care about is power and control, and Orange Man's an obstacle. No one gives a shit about the sanctity and the integrity of this nation's institutions, like what limited democratic process we have in it. It's vile and disgusting, too, that these people, in their holier than thou, mightier than everyone else mentalities, think that they have a right to do something like this. It's wrong. That they think that they're better than us, that they can just do this and we should just accept it. Who the hell are they to decide these things? They're not my master. I'm not on some fucking plantation. Oops. So this is like soft R at this point, you know, because you can use the F word once for PG-13. Soft R. I might slip a PG-13 by, but yeah. I mean, these people are deluded to think that they have a right to do this. Mr. Topper noted that when his own district, one county allowed certain ballots to be cured or have procedural mistakes corrected while another did not. Oh my God. They're leaving out the fact that a bunch of Democrat ballots were allowed to be cured in this guy's district, and no Trump voting Republican one's word. I love how they're slanting this at the very end here. They can't even admit that. That's not fraud, but that's confusion in the district that I represent, Mr. Topper said. Oh, no, that is fraud because it's against the friggin' law. It is against the law to cure ballots in Pennsylvania. They've broke the law with it. Some states, they can cure absentee ballots. Pennsylvania isn't one of them. Which is why the Democrats did it in their districts and counties, and the Republicans, because they were adhering to the law, didn't. Oh, this is some ridiculous shit that you get the people that are bringing the action, the Republicans, still trying to even play shit down. Call this out. You should be angry. You probably, if you actually looked at things, probably gained more seats in the state's legislature in both houses of it. But hey, yeah, be spineless wusses and not fight back and not call this out. Just try to play it like, you know, oh, well, we're going to look into this. You should be angry with what happened. Come on now. Anyway, yeah, I think I've covered this well enough. I've shown you how they're trying to portray this situation. They seriously are playing this down. This scares them too, but hey, it's nothing to see here. It's nothing at all. Oh, so what if the Republican majority called an audit? No big deal. We're just going to slant things a little here. We're going to misrepresent, you know, certain things like the curing of ballots and stuff like that. No, nothing to see. See, we're good propagandists. We're going to lie to you right to your face and expect you to just accept it. We're going to play this situation down. There were other Republicans there that called out the steal that were part of this, but they go for this one that goes, oh, well, it was about the fact of we had some stupid Republicans that were confused. Yeah, anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm leaving things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.